Late in August of 1777, General Washington quickly marched the Continental Army south from New York to Philadelphia. He had spent months trying to figure out what the British Army was planning. When General William Howe vacated New Jersey and put his men on ships, Washington had no way of knowing where he was headed. His best guess was north to link up with General John Burgoyne, who was coming down the Hudson River Valley from Canada, and Washington's initial intelligence seemed to confirm that, so he marched north. The Continental Army went almost all the way to West Point before learning that Howe's real target was Philadelphia. Then they turned and marched south as quickly as they could. On August 24th, Washington marched his army through the city. He wanted Congress to see them, he wanted Tories and Loyalists to see them, he wanted the city's vacillating bet hedgers to see them, and he wanted his army to hear the cheers of the people as they paraded through town. They entered the city from the north on Front Street. This is Front Street today. At that time, it was the main north-south thoroughfare. It paralleled the embankment that ran along the Delaware River, Water Street, and the piers down below. The construction of I-95 obliterated most of the waterfront years ago, but you can still get an idea of how high the embankment was by looking down here. When they got here to Chestnut Street, they turned right to head west toward the State House. Leading the parade was a junior officer with 12 light horsemen, followed by a complete troop of cavalry. Then came a company of pioneers carrying axes and shovels. 4 divisions of infantry followed with drummers and fifers playing. The last of them was Major General Adam Stevens' division, which included Brigadier General Scott's brigade and Colonel Abraham Bowman's 8th Virginia Regiment. Then came the artillery, followed by 2 more infantry divisions. 2 more troops of cavalry brought up the rear. At the State House, delegates from the 13 colonies watched them pass with a critical eye. Delegate John Adams from Massachusetts wrote home to Abigail to say that he found the army to be extremely well armed, pretty well clothed, and tolerably disciplined. But he also said, "Our soldiers have not yet quite the air of soldiers. They don't step exactly in time. They don't hold up their heads quite erect, nor turn out their toes so exactly as they ought. They don't all of them cock their hats, and such as do don't all wear them the same way." Washington's soldiers continued on, exited the city, and crossed the Schuylkill River at Middle Ferry, where they reunited with the baggage wagons and the camp followers who had been ordered to stay out of sight. "18 days later, the army faced off against General Howe at Brandywine, and Congress fled the city for a temporary capital at York, Pennsylvania.